Gotta catch them all. Taylor guitars? I don't know. I'm trying to think of something to go with Pokemon. But today we have some new catch customs. If you know, you know. If you don't, I'm going to tell you what it's all about, so stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas, and you can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and like our videos. If you want to support the channel, visit our spring store linked below with new custom swag and other shirts that are available. And also check out our podcast, the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also, I don't know, buy one of these custom guitars that I'm going to show you today. So these are Catch Customs from Taylor Guitars, also known as NAMM Customs from Taylor Guitars. If you've been watching this channel for any period of time, you kind of know what it's already about, but if you have not, let me go ahead and school you on it today. So basically what happens every year at the NAMM show, Taylor will bring out a collection of custom guitars that are available. Now, this is not unique to Taylor. Fender usually had a custom shop event in the past. Martin will usually have some custom stuff. They're usually smaller figures or availability in the amount of models that they do. But nevertheless, it's something that builders will do. So years ago, it used to be held at a restaurant called The Catch. It's no longer, but the name stuck because yeah, you get to catch a custom, I guess. Anyways, I like it. I'm glad they continued with it. So the idea is that if you are a dealer with Taylor Guitars, you go to this event. It's not open to the public, and these guitars are available for you to purchase. Now, the idea is that you are bidding on the opportunity to buy the guitar that's at the event. And if that guitar, if you miss out on it, you can have that guitar built for you with a limited number of those build slots available on the guitars that are available at the event, depending upon what it is. This year had a bunch of very cool guitars available. There was a particular one that we bid on. We didn't get the one from the event, but we have coming. That's kind of a combo package that comes with something else that you'll learn about later if you're watching this channel. So did I mention subscribing? Make sure you do that. But that's the idea. So we bid on a bunch of guitars. We won 3 from the event that I have to show you, and we have more coming that we'll be showcasing later that we'll probably get in around September. Now, I don't know which dealers got the most. I know that we bid on a lot. We won quite a few. Usually, sometimes you don't win one. I remember one year I was choosing all sorts of stuff. I didn't get a single thing, goose egg, but sometimes you get lucky. And we got lucky with 3 very cool guitars with more cool guitars on the way. So that's the idea. So let me tell you about these 3. I'm going to play them and demonstrate them for you. But these are very cool. And I will say this, as far as it goes with getting a custom Taylor, there's a lot of value in the Catch Customs. It's kind of like a limited edition in that Taylor's put this recipe together, built this custom instrument. There's very small numbers of them available, and you're probably getting it at a better price than if you spec'd these things out yourself. So that's kind of the idea here with some very cool stuff. This is Catch number 16 for 2023. It is a Grand Concert 12 fret. It features a sinker redwood top and koa binding with, or I'm sorry, maple binding with black hearted sassafras on the back and sides. Now, I'm a fan of this tone wood. We've recorded various limited editions and custom guitars that feature black hearted sassafras over the years. I'll talk a little bit more about the tonality, but this is a really beautiful piece of this tone wood. We'll talk about why it's black hearted in a minute. But so black hearted sassafras framed in figured maple. The top, again, is sinker redwood. The whole body is featuring an edge burst finish. You've got an ebony fingerboard and bridge. At the bridge, you've got these polished bone bridge pins with Australian opal inlays. Why? Because they can. Going up, you've got split diamond inlays inlaid into the ebony fretboard with boxwood. And before we were filming, Josh took a look at that and said, that's one of the coolest inlays. Right, Josh? One of the coolest inlays ever seen on one of these guitars. And I have to agree, it's nice because it took the split diamond and it's like understated and more elegant at the same time with the way that it's being done. Very, very cool. You've got ebony headstock overlay with maple for the Taylor logo, which is very cool. The right tuners, in my opinion, go to 510s. You can't go wrong. It's got the ES2 pickup system in it. And I forgot to mention the mini wedge on the back is also in maple. Very cool guitar. It's got the ES2 pickup system and Taylor Sense built in. So that's pretty cool. You can purchase a guitar. There's an app. You can monitor the humidity of the guitar in its case if it ever deals with impacts, that kind of thing. Taylor Sense is pretty cool. We've done videos on it, so if you haven't seen that, make sure you check that out on our channel. So it's a beautiful guitar, Grand Concert 12 fret with this tone wood pairing. So I said I was going to get back to black-hearted sassafras, and we should talk about the Sinker Redwood too. So Sinker Redwood, let's start there, is what it sounds like. It's redwood that was cut, floated down rivers. A lot of it sank. It was dredged up at some point, and so it's got this intense coloration, and it's old growth redwood because it was cut down a long time ago, floated and sank. And so this is from very, very old trees, which has a lot of benefits to it. And then, of course, the coloration is from the deposits that it gets from the floor of the river bed. It's no piece is exactly like the other. They're all very unique, and they have a wonderful tonality. Think of it as like cedar plus. It's like cedar on steroids. You've got a bit more oomph, a bit more volume, but you still have that richness and that dark tone that you would typically associate with cedar, which is accentuated here with the shorter scale length and with the 12 fret neck and bridge position. This is complemented by the black-hearted sassafras. I think black-hearted sassafras kind of exists in an area of its own. It's kind of like mahogany with this really nice warm mid-range, but in a different place on the tonal spectrum from where mahogany sits. And I really like it. It's hard to compare to other tone woods because I do think it's its own thing. It has some of the attributes of maple, but it's not really like maple. There's some of that high-end transparency that I like without being shrill. It's just a really fantastic tone wood, and it's got this beautiful figuring. Now, the wood on its own is pretty pale, but as nature does, one piece complements another. And there's a fungus that grows in the tree that stains the wood as it does so. And so the coloration that you see is from another living organism partnering with this tree to eventually bring us this beautiful spectrum of colors, from blacks and purples and pinks and blondes and beautiful hues that are there. So really, really nice. And combined with this top and this construction, it makes for a really beautiful piece. So before I get to the other ones, why don't we go ahead and take a listen to what catch number 16 sounds like. Check it out. Okay, now we're moving down the number scale just a little bit by 3 spots. This is catch number 13. Now this got us really excited when we saw it available. This is another 12 fret grand concert, this time with a cutaway. Like the one before, the number 16 we just looked at, it's got a solid headstock on it, not the slotted headstock that most 12 frets have. So if you prefer the slotted headstock, but you've thought about getting a 12 fret, these guitars may be for you. Now this is just understated elegance. It features a cedar top with satin finish. The body of this guitar is Honduran rosewood. It's all framed in beautiful ebony, and again, the satin finish just really, it's beautiful. It really showcases the wood in this understated way. I like it a lot. Following that theme, we have Taylor's rosette inlay, which is called the Roman leaf inlay, and here it is done with wood marquetry. It looks like it's rosewood or ebony with maple. I don't recall exactly what it is off the top of my head according to the spec sheet, but it's I think maple and either rosewood or ebony. Beautiful either way. And it goes with that satin finish that's going on here. I like that a lot. Keeping with this kind of wood aesthetic, from the ebony bridge to the ebony fingerboard with nice figuring, you have this island vine inlay that's done, again, in wood rather than mother of pearl or abalone or something like that. And so it's kind of like craftsman-esque, you know, because it's the use of wood to create these really ornate and yet at the same time understated features on this guitar. And I mentioned it's a solid headstock. It's got that relief up there with the inlay also done in wood, and Gotoh 510 tuners, just like the number 16. Fantastic tuners. The whole thing does have an edge burst treatment on the back and the sides. The top is left natural, which I think is a good call. And of course it has the ES2 pickup system in it. And I think this also has the what's it called? The Taylor Sense. So I believe that's what's going on here. I know the third one that we're going to look at has the Taylor Sense. So really beautiful guitar. Cedar and rosewood is kind of a classic pairing. What you're going to get out of that is there's some zing that's going on with this guitar, but otherwise there's a lot of depth. There's a lot of overtones that are generated, and it responds with a really nice light touch. So I'm going to put it through its paces. You can hear for yourself. Check it out. Okay, finally, to round out the picks that we have today from the Catch event, this is a beautiful grand auditorium that I'm going to dub the classic 814 CE Plus, because that's kind of what this guitar is. It's doing a little bit of what we've done with some of our exclusives, which is kind of going back in time a little bit and recreating a classic. So in this particular case, it's a grand auditorium body featuring a torrefied Sitka spruce top. The back and sides are a classic East Indian rosewood framed in figured koa binding, which is koa binding and maple binding with rosewood is usually a really great pairing because the contrast looks so lovely. Some very unique aspects to this guitar that are kind of under the radar that I want to make sure that I point out for the player. So first of all, there is no armrest, but it's all chamfered. So this is a fully gloss finish, but it's got chamfered edges, just like you'd see on a builder's edition. You've got the classic ebony bridge and fingerboard with the classic mother of pearl 800 series inlay. Now, the 800 series for a while had a progressive diamond inlay. Then it went to this, which is kind of a floral diamond inlay, and then finally to the element inlay that is on the 800 series now. So this is the inlay you would have seen on the 800 series from about, I think, 2002 or 3 until about 2014. So that, and by the way, that time frame, it was paired with flamed maple binding. So you can see how some of this seems to be a call to the back history of what Taylor was doing with the 800 series. The rosette is very cool. It's the same rosette that we saw on number 13, which is the Roman leaf inlay, but here it's done with wood and mother of pearl. I believe it's mother of pearl, yeah. Really, really nice. It's koa and mother of pearl Roman leaf inlay. Beautiful. Again, understated elegance. There is no additional inlay other than the logo on the headstock, but it is done in some really figured ebony. And on the back, we have a back strap of koa to complement the Goto 510 tuners with the black buttons, which is very, very cool. Now, there's something that is also subtle. If you're looking here at the heel, it's a rounded heel, and the strap button is located on the body as you would find on a builder's edition. So this is the compound carve neck that you would typically see on like a builder's edition 517, 717. I love this neck carve. It's fantastic, and I don't know that it's been available for very long in the custom program because I remember looking for it in the past, and a lot of builder's edition features were kind of like not available, this being one of them, but this is a fantastic playing neck. And so if you're looking for a guitar that's a little different, but is really ratcheting up the specs for the player, this is player-centric. Between the custom neck carve with the rounded heel, the torrefied top with the V-class bracing, and the chamfered edges, this is, again, the classic 814 CE Plus. So very cool guitar. I loved playing it. Check it out. So there you have it, the Catch Custom 2023 guitars. These are the 3 that we have received so far, but as I mentioned at the beginning, there are many more coming that we will be receiving around late September, early fall. So if you're interested in these kinds of guitars, you want to make sure that you subscribe to this channel and follow us on social media as well. As of this time when I'm filming this, all 3 of these guitars are currently available. But as typically is the case here, they probably won't last very long. So if you are interested in one of these guitars, make sure that you go to our website, alamomusic.com, or give us a call and chat or talk to one of our associates to find out what's available, and we can get you additional photos. You can find all the specifications of these on our website, and we can help you find the guitar that suits your needs. If something has inspired you and you like it, but you don't necessarily want something like on this exact guitar, like say you'd want to build something with this neck profile, then that's something that we can help you with as well in building the custom guitar to suit your needs. And by the way, I haven't talked about what's coming, but if you call us or you chat with us, we can tell you what else is coming from that Catch event later on this year. So you want to make sure you do that. Again, alamomusic.com is the place to go. If you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you like our videos. And remember, at the end of the day, the best guitar in the world is the one that you're playing. If you have a whole host to choose from because you're trying to catch them all the better. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.